This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. For your entertainment, Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Or call 800-765-8255. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right. Hello, West Virginia. We are back for more in the 304. Time to get it done in the 681. Time to start this 3-hour audio tour for Thursday, February 19th, 2026. Metro News Hotline comes to you from the Salango Law Studios. Visit salangolaw.com. Coop, I feel like I should have dressed for spring. You know, got to pull over, and, man, I'm a little warm in here. I think the air conditioner is on in here.
I actually just had to turn it on for.
Wow.
Let me know if it gets cold. I had to turn it. It was a little stagnant in here, man. It was a little stale. I had to get some air flowing.
You know, at the house today, I had a couple of the windows open.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
When I went home at lunch, I was like, hey, we got to open some windows around here.
Oh, my goodness. Now, we're supposed to get a couple of inches of snow this weekend, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Is that optimistic or
I'm just saying
pessimistic?
We'll see, man.
Or?
We'll see. It's a couple inches of snow. I'll live either way.
I agree.
Is what I'm saying. It's like I'm not going to refresh Facebook every 10 minutes wondering like if it's going to be 2 inches or 2 1/4 inches.
I'm with you.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm with you. On my free weather app, it says Monday we're going to get 1/10 of an inch.
Yeah, right,
you know?
exactly.
And you'd be surprised how accurate that free app is.
Yeah, they're accurate. They're as accurate as anything, I guess.
Yeah, it's got it's free, and it's got a little satellite action. You know, for free, it's pretty good. You know, but I didn't wear a jacket today. I had the air conditioner on in the car coming downtown. Ryan, you got the air conditioner on at your house?
Yeah,
you do. Mm-hmm. All right, nice and cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Well, I tell you what, it is weird to this period where we're running around with no jackets on, and then suddenly it's going to snow this weekend. That is pretty odd.
Yeah, at least it's supposed to be back up in the 50s by the middle of next week. So
hey, Coop, let me ask you a question. I had a couple of text messages about this yesterday regarding the Olympic Games. Do we need to warn our listeners when we give an update on what's happening at the Games? Because there are so many people who are DVRing the action, or they're wanting to see what's going on in the Olympics because of the time difference when NBC has their primetime programming. Because I kind of go back and forth on it, because I want to give an update on what's going on in the women's hockey final between the United States and Canada. But are there Olympic events that kind of supersede those types of rules because they are so big?
During March Madness, do we not give results during the course of the day because people might be at home watching them?
I know.
I don't know. I don't.
Well, but if the NCAA tournament was played in Milan, we might.
I mean, maybe.
You know?
I don't know. I don't. I'll default to you. I don't really know.
Okay.
It feels to me like that in this day and age that it would be hard to be a fan and expect to see something without knowing results.
Yeah.
When you're just saturated by this type of thing. I mean, ESPN doesn't blur out their score bug when the crawl along the bottom when you tune in.
True enough.
It's there all the time. So I mean, if you're like, hey, I don't want to watch any games, but you're watching anything that's on a channel with the scroll, you're going to see it. You know, I don't know. Whatever.
Okay, I'm going to give the score in 10 seconds.
Okay, there we go.
How's that?
Do I need to give a warning? I should have come up with some kind of a
play the breaking news sounder with the chicken.
The chicken one.
That's always good.
Are you trying to curry favor with Ryan or something?
I'm actually with Ryan on this one. I think this one is kind of underrated as far
good.
as our breaking news sounders.
It's now we instead of like a sounder that's like 2 seconds, we got like a.
Okay. That's really unfortunate the chicken doesn't come back for a second cluck.
Yeah.
So the United States is still losing to Canada. There you go.
I can beep it too.
There you go. That's nice. Canada continues to lead 1-0. 10:25 to go in the third and final period. The only goal in this game was a shorthanded goal by those pesky Canadians. in the second period. Now, the U.S. men don't play in the semifinals until tomorrow. And that game will – and the reason I'm kind of bringing this up is that game is massive, obviously. If you win tomorrow, you're guaranteed of a medal. And if you win tomorrow, you win the gold medal game. But that game is going to be going on in the middle of our show. They're going to drop the puck, as they say in the hockey, at 3:10 Eastern time tomorrow.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah. It's funny, talking about holding back results in games. When I was at Channel 8, we had a period of time where we used to have WVU football replays.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the 11:30 replays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those games wouldn't start. I know this seems crazy now when every game is live and everybody can watch every game. But there was a time, kids, back in the before times, where not every game was televised, and there would be home games that would be tape delayed, and they would start at 11:30. And we were encouraged not to give the score of these games during the local news.
You had to get folks in on that. Yeah,
we wanted you to turn over and buy the whatevers, that were being advertised in these tape delayed games.
Didn't Tony do the play-by-play on those before he did the radio play-by-play?
You go back to the mid '80s, yes, and some of those. There's a very memorable game at East Carolina where West Virginia won, and in the tape delayed broadcast, the game winning touchdown didn't air until almost 2:45.
Nice.
No, see, that wouldn't fly today. But like I said, I was a little. Now, we're here to serve, right? We're here to serve, and there was somebody yesterday who sent me a note about this, and I was kind of sympathetic to their plight.
I'm sympathetic. I just don't know what we're supposed to do. I mean, we're a sports-oriented show. I mean, it's kind of hard to do that.
We're in real time.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do that.
Except when we're not.
Now, those Mountaineer replays, sorry to go back to that, were they condensed at all, or did they become condensed eventually?
Coop, I got so many stories about those things that they're unbelievable. No, they were not condensed.
Never condensed?
No, they were not condensed. Okay. We had a situation, man. You want a 90-second story about one?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll give you a 90-second story about. There was a game that West Virginia played years ago at home against South Carolina. And it was one of those nights when ABC, Channel 8 had gone from CBS to ABC, and they were televising a game. I forget who they were playing, but UCLA was involved in the game, and the game was in L.A., okay? And the game ran over 11:30.
Oh.
Okay, it ran over 11:30. And it went on for an hour, so that the WVU replay, which was then being fed on satellite, didn't get on the air until 12:30 a.m. And by the time it got on the air, it was 28-0 WVU.
It was a JIP too, so you didn't start it at the end. So
that's right. It was a join in progress. So when I got to the office on Monday, I had so many messages from irate fans who wanted to know what was going on with those 4 touchdowns that they had missed. In fact, I had one guy who was so irate that he was claiming that he was going to sue the station if I didn't run 5 minutes of the game in every 6 o'clock news so he could tape all of those to complete his WVU football library.
Oh, my.
And when I didn't do that, I've gone beyond 90 seconds.
Yes, but that's quite – the more things change, the more things stay the same because those people still exist. It's just
no, they do.
It's just in different ways.
I know they do. Hey, I wanted to bring Ryan into the conversation. You said you had an update on one of the video game reports. But did I tell you on the air or off the air yesterday? We're getting text messages now.
Yeah,
with
you have a question for him.
Video. Well, I'm not going to give it today.
Oh.
But we're going to save it for the next video report.
Okay.
But you have an update on one of your video game reports?
Yeah. Last time I talked about High Guard and how it's a big mess. It's being lambasted online. So today, their website is seemingly been shut down. If you go to playhighguard.com, it says site unavailable. And so the studio responded saying hey, it'll be back up soon. But also the studio just laid off half of their staff 2 weeks after the game release. So we could be seeing the makings of another Concord situation. And for those who don't remember, Concord came out, and then a week later it was taken off the shelves because it was so bad.
You know what? That's one of the things I like about these video game reports. There are people that who are fans of these games that may have gone out.
Nobody's a fan of High Guard.
Well, but
No.
say for
don't.
example, somebody wanted to buy something new and they decided to buy this game. If they had listened to your video game report, they would have known that this video game is
terrible,
not great.
Yes,
not great.
We aren't sponsored by them. We can say whatever we want, Dave.
No,
You don't
we
have
do.
to. You don't have to sugarcoat things.
I said it was not great. That's pretty good. Well, Coop, did you watch any of the WVU basketball game last night?
I did.
Come on, man. Tell me you did. Surprise me and tell me you watched the game.
Sure.
I watched the game. Not good.
It's unfortunate. I was
It's
following,
not good, Coop.
I was following along.
It's not good, man.
And I was like, man, did Dave curse him though?
What are you talking about?
I mean,
me cursing him?
I mean, you had.
What are you talking about? All I
talk-
did was guess the line, and I got it exactly
I mean,
right.
For days, you were talking about how they're going to be double-digit favorites. Certainly, they're going to have to be double-digit favorites. They're going to have to be double-digit. I'm just saying that you were highly confident in the spread anyway, and in these parts, that might be a curse.
Oh, fine. if hey, listen, if you're out there listening and you want to deflect,
you want to blame Dave.
If you want to deflect to the performance last night, that's fine.
Like,
that's what we're here for. I can take it. I'm a big boy.
Be like most
Coop,
coaches.
Utah hadn't won a road game in 399 days.
Yeah, I know. And at one point, wasn't it like 26-4 or something? I don't know. I was like on my phone. I was like, "What is this? Like, what did Weekly do now?"
It's not my fault.
No, it's really not.
It's not my fault.
Seriously, I mean that sincerely. It's really not.
It's not my fault.
Absolutely sincerely.
Not really my fault. But, I mean, yeah, it was kind of rough. And I tell you what, man, there weren't a lot of fans at that game last night either, which really kind of surprised me. But then I started thinking about it. You know, the game didn't tip until 8:30. It was Wednesday night. That's church night. So that probably counted a few people out. Then, I tell you what, WVU has a hard time filling up that Coliseum when they don't get the Charleston crowd. You know, it's kind of tough to, and, you know, maybe this was probably my fault, that maybe somebody heard me talking about how bad Utah was, and maybe they decided they didn't want to put the 5 hours on the road on a work night into going up there to see that game, and then it just didn't work out.
Talking about how long that somebody has gone on the road without winning a game is sort of like talking about a no-hitter. You know, I'm just saying.
I suppose that's true.
You know, it's like they were bound to win one at some point in time, and somebody had to be the person to last talk about them not winning it. How many games in a row was it?
399 days in a row. They'd lost 15 road games in a row. They'd lost 7 straight games. They'd lost 12 of their last 14. Their field goal percentage defense was one of the worst in the nation. I mean, it all stacked up for West Virginia to win the game last night.
Well, unless you take it from a different perspective and be like, they can't play this bad all the time.
Well, yeah, there's that.
So
okay,
maybe actually
that.
the cards were stacked against West Virginia last night because there's just no way this team could keep on playing this poorly. So, of course, they were bound to bounce back and play one game above their level. And unfortunately, it just happened to happen against West Virginia.
And somebody did warn us. I mean, they basically nearly won a game at Cincinnati last weekend. They had a 5-point lead on the Bearcats with 2 minutes to go, and somehow Cincinnati, which has been a grease fire all season long for the most part, found a way to a path to victory. But yeah, it was kind of a disappointing game. They're a tough watch at times, Coop. They're a tough watch.
Yeah,
at
I
times.
get
I mean,
that.
I understand
I get
they're
that.
playing that style of basketball that they have to play to win games. And it's a defensive-minded style. It's a very, very slow tempo type of game. But when you are not a good shooting team, which West Virginia is not, and they are not a good free throw shooting team, and they're not necessarily a good shooting team from outside the arc, the path to victory is really kind of slim. It's really kind of slim. And, you know, this is the kind of things that makes coaches old before their time. Man, those players know that what's been the biggest bugaboo for West Virginia this season in the games that they've lost?
Foul shooting, I guess.
Slow starts.
Well, yeah.
Slow starts.
Starts.
So, you know, the coaches, I'm sure they hit on this like every 5 minutes when they practice. Like, you know, man, you got to keep your head in the game. You got to start out quickly. And so last night they started. You know, think about this. West Virginia never led in a game last night. How many times do you think in the history of WVU basketball there's been a situation where they were playing the last place team in their conference at home and never led for a single minute?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I'm guessing the probability of that is not big.
Yeah,
not
I
big.
agree.
But anyway, it's been an interesting season so far. And the thing is, they've still got a couple of opportunities to get some quad 1 wins before the regular season ends. But now they got a quad 3 loss. And that was Utah.
That was a tough loss.
It was funny. I was
Very
watching the
loss.
Utah coach last night in the post game, and I'm thinking he didn't know how to react. He didn't know what to say.
Hey,
we what?
won.
We won a game. What? Huh? How's that supposed to work? But anyway, it wouldn't surprise me to see West Virginia turn it around when they go to TCU this weekend. TCU's been up and down. They've got some really head-scratching losses in the non-conference. But, you never know what you're going to get from
That
West
path
Virginia.
to a berth is getting very narrow, though.
Oh, yeah. You sort of got bumped off the bubble last night, but you can get right back on it.
Possibly.
Plus, but it is the path to the NCAA tournament for them is getting really tight, really, really tight. I mean, not that many more games left in a regular season. And once you get to Kansas City in the tournament, realistically, what do you got to do? Have you got to get to at least the semifinals to even get back into the conversation? Once you get to Kansas City, you're going to have opportunities to play a host of quad 1 teams. What if you get into the tournament in Kansas City and you roll like maybe 2, potentially 3 quad 1 wins in a row? West Virginia's got 4 quad 1 wins. And there's a lot of teams that are in this conversation for the NCAA at-large berth field that don't have that many. I mean, I think I think the number of teams that have more quad 1 wins than West Virginia at this point is in single digits. It's really not that big. Let me do we're going to set our question of the day here.
Finally.
I kind of went off on basketball. Sorry about that.
It kind of went on.
Yeah, I kind of did go off on basketball. Yeah, I'm invested in it. I invested in it. I watch the games. I'm a fan too,
But are the listeners invested in it?
I hope so. I sure hope so. Question of the day. Question of the day. New research reveals that people want good music when they're cleaning their houses. How about this? 33% of the people surveyed refuse to clean their home without their favorite music playing. 73% report cleaning feels faster with background music. 75% say it makes their chores easier. Mopping and dusting are the tasks that are most improved by musical accompaniment, with 40% citing each activity. Would you agree with that, Ryan? Do you do you play your tunes when you're like vacuuming and stuff?
Yeah. I also do it while I'm working, like when I'm editing podcasts, which you probably think, how can he edit audio while also listening to music? But I make it work.
I've heard the podcast. I understand.
Nice. So here's the question of the day, and it is sponsored by Solango Law. We love those guys. What kind of music do you like to listen to when you need to get work done? What artists dominate your playlists? What kind of music do you like to listen to when you need to get work done? What artists dominate your playlist? To respond, text those in, 304-TALK-304, 304-8255-304. Tweet me, I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. Coop, what artists dominate your playlist?
Man, I was just thinking about this, and this for me is not so much working like at work. I can't really listen to music while I'm doing audio stuff. But when I'm cooking, that's when I really like to have music on, is when I'm cooking. Because I feel like you put the love into the food,
Yeah.
So you want to have the good. When I'm doing chores, I want books, like books or podcasts, not music. Like that's when I do all my reading, is when I'm doing my chores and outdoor work and stuff like that. But when I'm cooking, I want music. And honestly, man, I've been doing this thing where I go back and make playlists that, like, I'll take a year, and do a whole year worth of playlists.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually like a mix of like the classics, but I like everything. I like to throw some jazz and some soul and rock and roll in there. Usually, kind of feel good kind of stuff, and put it through the kitchen. I like doing that.
That is pretty good. Now, for me, I've been listening to a lot of jazz lately, but when I work, I need something organized. So I like the classical. When I'm trying to get something done. So that's the question of the day out there. What kind of music do you like to listen to when you need to get your work done? And what artists dominate your playlist? The text line, 304-TALK-304, 304-8255-304. Tweet me. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. Tell you what, let's take a break. We'll come back with more in just a moment.
Being isolated and lonely.
I have had a complicated relationship with food.
My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
New year, new truck. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Calva, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kirchhoff. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
All right, time for a quick local news break. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Of those 20
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Daniel Woods. The House of Delegates Finance Committee is rolling out its budget proposal, and it does not include Governor Patrick Moore.
Third term.
Committee Vice Chairman Clay Riley says they feel like they've come up with a good budget.
I think the tax cut is still going to be a big looming factor.
Those 11,
of disagreement
5, almost half,
all three
are
parties,
folks running for at least their third term.
Of the Finance Committee advanced its version of the budget to the floor for all delegates to consider as early as next week. City and county officials are ready for the next steps towards construction at the Capitol Sports Center in Charleston after the announcement of $7 million in congressionally directed spending to help jumpstart the project. Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salango says there's proof these kinds of facilities work.
It's working in Bridgeport. It's working in the indoor facility in Wheeling. It's working in other states, and I am certain it will work here. And so that was the thought behind it. We saw that it worked with Shawnee. We knew that if we had an indoor facility, it would work here.
The complex is proposed to be located at the former Macy's site at the Charleston Town Center Mall. Appalachian Power Company says it does not have a deal in place to purchase Black Diamond Power nearly a week after Black Diamond President David Musser announced his intention to sell the company. Appalachian Power released a statement Thursday specifying that while the utility is in discussions to purchase Black Diamond, it is still evaluating its options, and there is no assurance an agreement can be reached. Black Diamond Power is currently the subject of a state public service commission investigation. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
Work continues to award pay raises for state workers. The House of Delegates passing a 3% raise for state troopers, teachers, and school service personnel on Thursday. House Minority Leader Sean Hornbuckle, though, is concerned that raise will be swallowed up by an increase in PEIA premiums.
It's just going to be a wash. They are not going to get that salary increase. That is why we put an additional 3% on there.
The pay raise now heads to the state Senate. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Daniel Woods.
Water and air safe, and to advance clean energy and combat climate change. We're Earth Justice, a national legal nonprofit fighting for your right to a healthy environment. We're Earth Justice, and we're here because the Earth needs a good lawyer. No one fights and wins more cases on the environment than we do. Want to join us in this fight? The time is now. Go to earthjustice.org today. That's earthjustice.org.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Germain Lussier from Gizmodo is going to be with us here in just a couple of minutes. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's time for another Olympic hockey update. Here we go. There we go. Oh, my goodness. Of course, it was Hillary Knight. A goal for the United States with 2 minutes left in the third period. And we're going to overtime for the gold medal at the Winter Games in Milan. Canada led most of this game after a shorthanded goal early in the second period, but the United States, as we knew they would, have come storming back, and they've tied the game. Hillary Knight with a goal, 2 minutes to go in the third period. Regulation time has now expired, and overtime will be beginning soon. Ryan, before we get to Gizmodo, before we get to Germain, I did want to give you a chance to answer a listener question for you about video games. Are you ready for the question?
Yes, I am.
All right, this is from Todd in Hedgesville. He says, hey, guys, this is for Ryan. The Intellivision game console has come out with a 45-game retro version. If you've covered this in the past, I apologize, but how would you rate this new Intellivision? The sports games were state-of-the-art back in the day. Would you recommend a buy on this console? Thanks.
Well, I did a quick search on it's called the Intellivision Sprint by Atari. And Atari's not a name you hear a lot in video games nowadays. They're still around, but they're mostly doing publishing. They haven't done a console in a while, except for this one. It's only about $150, which for a console today, not that bad.
There you go.
Comes with about 45 retro games, so it's not a bad deal.
All right, Ryan, thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
Do you mind if I stick around? Because I got a question for Germain.
Oh, well, absolutely. Hang in there. I mean, you've earned the right after that video game response.
Thank you.
Good and Todd, thanks for the question. We appreciate it. The text line, by the way, here is 304-TALK, 304-304-8255-304. Don't forget, we got Money Minutes from Huntington Bank coming up in about a few minutes. But you know what? Let's get to Germain Lussier, who's out on the West Coast right now. I assume, I'm making an assumption there, Germain. Are you in California?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about something that you posted about Indiana Jones existing in the shrinking universe. What does that mean?
Yeah, well, the new episode of Shrinking came out Monday or Tuesday or whatever, and in it, Harrison Ford's character comes back to work, and I put the clip in the article, and he goes, dun, 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 the goat is back. And you're like, wait, if Harrison Ford is saying the Indiana Jones theme here, what does that mean? So it was just a fun little thing, and I kind of go off about who do we think plays Indiana Jones in this world. And a lot of people have said Tom Selleck, but I'm going to say no, because we know for a fact Tom Selleck passed on Indiana Jones because Tom Selleck still exists in this universe, so he would have the same issues. So I think it's not Tom Selleck or Harrison Ford. You can go to our article and see what else I think.
Ryan, what do you got for Germain?
Well, I like nothing more than to stir a pot. So, Germain, what are your thoughts on Iron Lung?
Iron Lung, yeah. You know what? It's crazy because I am not a big YouTube guy, and I hadn't heard about it until I saw the box office returns a couple weeks ago, and that was the first I heard of it. And I basically had to look up what it was, and was insanely impressed that this gentleman not only was able to make a movie, but get it into that many theaters. So I have not seen the film, but I have insanely high praise and respect for the fact that he was able to skirt the studio system and make like $50 million on this movie that he made completely himself. So I have no opinion on the film itself, but the existence of it is pretty damn cool.
Do you think this could lead to other films directed by YouTube personalities in the future?
Well, we already had Shelby Oaks by Chris Stuckman, who is like a film critic, YouTuber, that I enjoyed quite a bit, but it didn't do as well as this. I think it could, but I think like the audience, you have to be like a Mr. Beast type to like have like any kind of like real big pull, like I guess this guy is, you know. But I think for sure, I think the problem is, you know, like I find that, you know, the best, most successful YouTubers put as much work into their YouTube videos as you would a film. So it's like, you know, are you going to put on YouTube? Are you going to spend the time to go into a theater? I mean, so it's a whole bunch of extra work, I think, you know, and it's a real roll of the dice. I think there will be some, but I don't think it'll be like a huge trend.
You know what, Germain, we're peppering you with questions. This is more like questions rather than a conversation today. I did want to ask you also about Martin Scorsese. What is his role in the Star Wars universe? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so the new trailer for The Mandalorian Grogu came out, and there's, oh my God, I'm blanking on the alien name, Andarin or something like that. Anyway, it was a character that a species we first saw in Solo. It was a character, his name was Rio Durant, voiced by Jon Favreau. And now Favreau has returned the favor kind of that this character, this alien, is voiced by Scorsese. I think it's probably a quick cameo. It looks like it as much from the trailer. But he's just voicing a weird alien who's, you know, who has a food stand. I think it's just like a fun nod, from what I can tell.
You know, and finally, we were talking when this movie came out, Predator Badlands. And now that it's on Hulu, people have been tuning over there and watching it in droves. So I guess this franchise is, it's more than alive. It's thriving.
I hope so. I mean, like I said, the big thing being the main creative person behind this, my buddy Dan Trachtenberg, who did Prey, Killer of Killers, and this, just signed a first-look deal at Paramount. Paramount does not have the rights to Predator. Disney does. He told me personally, and I wrote about it last week, that doesn't change the fact that he can and wants to make Predator movies. But I think, you know, it's going to be tough for them to, you know, he can do anything right now. He can make any kind of movie he wants. And so I think Disney's going to have to really push him if they want him to come back.
All right, got to leave it there. Germain, thanks for jumping on with us. We'll talk to you again next week at the same time. Have a great week.
You too, everybody.
All right, Predator Badlands is Hulu's top film premiere since the streamer's last entry in the franchise. Prey 4 years ago. The film drew nearly 9 million global views in the first 5 days. Badlands debuted last fall, doing 40 million domestic, 80 million worldwide. It went on to reach a franchise record of $185 million domestically.
I think
globally, excuse me.
I think you can make the argument right now that the Predator franchise by itself, as it's released the movies, has really corrected itself and is one of the better quality franchises that you have out there. When you consider the first Predator movie, they basically retconned out everything else, and so you go straight to Prey, and then you go to Badlands. And even if you include Predator 2 in that, that's a fantastic lineup, because Badlands is excellent, and Prey was excellent too. Those are really good movies.
So just be aware, Predator Badlands on Hulu if you've got the Disney bundle right now. All right, we'll take a break, and when we come back, Chad Prather's going to join us, and it's going to be time for another edition of Huntington Bank Money Minutes. Stay with us.
Planning your financial future doesn't have to be overwhelming. Huntington Bank is here to help. I'm Shelley Hustle, part of your local Huntington Wealth team right here in West Virginia. We work with people just like you to create smart strategies for life's big moments and market uncertainty. Tune in for Money Minutes this Thursday at 3:45 on Hotline, where we'll discuss the week's top financial trends and what they mean for you. Catch Money Minutes Thursday at 3:45 on Metro News Hotline.
Hi, I'm Zach Hupp, Project Manager with CEC. After graduating from Glenville State College, I took over my dad's surveying business. It was fulfilling, but when CEC came calling, I knew it was an opportunity I couldn't refuse. With CEC, I'm reaching clients I never dreamed of and seeing projects through to completion. It's more than a job, it's a new chapter. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Metro News Hotline, brought to you by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
Need a break?
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop Thoron.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thoron.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
All right, welcome back to the show. 14 minutes till the hour. You know, a couple of times a month, we have a relatively new segment on the program, Money Minutes with Huntington Bank. John Prather dropping by. Man, you haven't been here since the very first one.
It's the very first one, and it's great to be back. Thanks for having me, Dave. When you got two all-stars like Matt and Shelly in here, it is, I'm not necessary anymore.
I'm not telling you something you don't already know. They are rock stars.
They're really good.
They're really
Both
rock
of them
stars.
really good. I like the fact that they're exceptional at what they do, but they're local. They're right here in West Virginia, and they take great care of people. So they're great to have on the team.
Looking at the market right now, the Dow's down a little over 300 points today. S&P down about 0.5%. Likewise for the NASDAQ. So not a crazy day in the financial markets. We'll give you a complete rundown here in about 20 minutes after the top of the hour. But I did want to ask you about a couple of things that are going on with Huntington Bank.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Ignite the Classroom. What's that about?
Yeah, that's one that, you have some of those things in your career that you're just really, really excited about and proud of. This is one of those things for me, Dave. It's so we've partnered with the Ron Clark Academy, and some people are familiar with him, some aren't. He's got a movie out. It's been out for probably 15 or 20 years. Actually, Matthew Perry played him in the movie. So I like to refer to him as kind of the Michael Jordan of teachers, the very best out there. World-renowned teacher, and basically what he does is provide professional development for teachers. So you think about, the first time you jump behind a microphone, you probably didn't jump right in. You might have had Coop or somebody like that to kind of teach you the way a little bit. Teachers don't necessarily get that, right? It's kind of like you graduate, you get a classroom, and there you go. And wouldn't it be really cool to spend some time, maybe a few days, with the best teacher in the world and his team who have built an exceptional school in Atlanta, Georgia. So we have Ron come up to West Virginia. He's coming to Charleston in March. We have some very, very generous foundations and corporations that join Huntington to help lift this program up. And we surprise some teachers with some cool things that we do. But Ron gives a very uplifting message. And then we have a cohort of them that go through a program with them for the entire year. And had one last year that just getting exceptional feedback on. So, yeah, that's something we're really proud of.
Well, that's really important. I mean, if you can get a mentor to help you avoid those obvious mistakes at the beginning, your learning curve gets a lot faster.
Yeah, and he teaches things, there are thousands of what he would just call just one percenters, little things that you can do every single day, and there's so many examples of it. They also have a system where they reward students called the house system. They reward students for good behavior, good showing up on time, participating in the classroom, and a lot of our schools are starting to implement that and just seeing really good results out of it.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Huntington Bank and its relationship with the Mountaineer Food Bank. What's going on there?
Well, the food bank, it's sadly got, pronounced quite a bit here over we had the issues in the fall with the government shutdown, how important that program is, right? And what's really tough about it is, 1 in 6 of our children, face food insecurity. So I kind of think of it as you walk into a kindergarten class anywhere across the state of West Virginia, 5 or 6 of those kids don't know where their next meal is coming from. It's kind of sad to think about, and obviously we have the ability to fix that, and the food bank is doing that every day. So the Mountaineer Food Bank services 47 of the 55 counties in West Virginia. Facing Hunger Food Bank over in Huntington does a great job. They cover the counties around Huntington, West Virginia, but just a tremendous job by that team. We continue to, I'm on the board of that organization, continue to build out and are in the middle of a capital campaign to expand the campus there in Flatwoods in Braxton County, and just trying to serve more people because unfortunately, as things get more expensive, that challenge becomes more pronounced, and it's a very, very sad thing.
So Huntington Bank is not unique in the respect that it is impacting the Mountaineer Food Bank. There's always room for more businesses to get
Absolutely,
involved.
Yeah. This isn't any individual corporation or any individual thing. This is us as West Virginians coming together to try to help those that really need it. And, the face of hunger can be really anybody. There's veterans, there's the elderly. Sometimes it's as much as, hey, my budget will get me through 3 weeks of the month, but I need some help on the 4th. It's things like that, and the food bank's there to support those folks, and we want to be there to support them.
Let me give you. I've got your time here. I want to get into a couple of market things here.
Let's do it.
So we're having a military buildup in the Gulf. We're seeing oil prices now are as high as they have been since late last year. Gold is back over $5,000 an ounce. It was in a parabolic spike, corrected. Now it's back up again. I'm sure in your business you probably run into people who don't follow the market like every 30 minutes. And when they see news like this, it kind of freaks them out. I mean, what kind of advice do you have for those people?
Well, it's the long game is really what we say. You look at the market and you look at returns over time. That's why you stay in. But it's really, it's an interesting time right now, too, from the perspective of the sector rotation that's happening. So you look at, the looking out, companies with 3 to 4% growth projection have, higher multiple or trading at a higher multiple than those mega growth companies because of the sector rotation.
Right.
And it's things like what you're talking about. People are moving back into the industrials, back into energy, and it cycles that way. And that's why it's important to have a really good partner, a good financial advisor to help you navigate these situations, because you would look at it and you would think, hey, this mega growth company is somebody that I would want to invest in, but with the sector rotation happening, maybe it's time to pull back in certain areas and ramp up in others. And that's what having a good partner will do for you.
Yeah, it's interesting. 2026 has been kind of unique to this point in the year, where it hasn't been the growth stocks that have led the way. It's really been the value stocks. And it's been a while since value stocks have had a moment.
Very, very long time. Yeah. And so it's been an interesting year for sure. Overall, the market's flat, coming off obviously a very, very hot year in 25. But it's an interesting time. I think you look at like Walmart today up, 12 or 13% on the year, but they announced record earnings, and you would think, oh goodness, it's going to take off relatively flat, or they're down a little bit even today. So and that's based on the outlook that they put forward. The analysts were expecting probably closer to 5% growth on a go forward basis. Their outlook was closer to 3 to 4, and I think that's cautious on their behalf. So if it pulls back more, that could be an opportunity. Walmart's going to be just fine.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, just right now, you don't want to fight the tape on that.
Yeah, that's right.
You just want to fight it. Well, listen, Chad, you coming in today, did this impact your ability to get out to Bad Happy Burrito for lunch? Or, you're involved with that, and so far, so good, right?
So far, so great. I would say really, really great feedback. Fortunately for all the listeners out there, I have nothing to do with that from a food perspective. That's my friend Paul Smith has everything to do with that side of it. But we partnered with him to have something out in Putnam County that hopefully folks can be proud of and enjoy. Feedback has been tremendous so far. But yeah, tacos, burritos, quesadillas, bowls, pupusas, a lot of really, really tasty items out there on the menu.
Hey, well, getting back to the finances, we got a minute here. Hey, it's not going to be long before it's tax time. A lot of people are already dealing with that. I mean, your tax deadline's coming up, and there's a lot of professionals at Huntington Bank that want to help you with that.
Yeah, that's right. And it's really boils down to a plan, Dave. A financial plan, a tax plan, an estate plan. Everything we do is about planning, and taxes are no different than that. So, now's a really good time to be thinking about that. Too late for 25 in a lot of respects, other than some contributions you can make. But, thinking ahead and what can I do right now to plan for the rest of 26 and going forward. And we're here to help. So reach out to your local Huntington banker. Obviously, Shelly and Matt, who are on here all the time, are excellent in that regard, and they'd be more than happy to help any listener out there.
Chad Prather, Huntington Bank, Money Minutes. Chad, thanks for dropping by.
Dave, thank you.
Good to see you. Good
Likewise.
to see you. Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap hour number 1 and give you another update on what's going on in overtime with the U.S. and Canada in the women's hockey gold medal game at the Winter Olympics. Back in a minute.
Discover the WVRC Media app, your gateway to pristine audio for every WVRC radio station across West Virginia. Download it for free from the Apple or Play stores and enjoy the best music, talk, and local news from Beckley to Morgantown, Charleston to Martinsburg. Our stations are locally programmed, delivering the finest music and robust local news and sports coverage. Experience West Virginia radio like never before. The WVRC Media app. We're proud to live here, too.
YMCA is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick below the surface. My why is diversity in unity, a safe space in my community, living with sincerity, giving every day my everything. With my why, I stand strong, seen and supported all along. It's a million faces in a mirror and everyone belongs. Find your why. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
West Virginia Outdoors is the Mountain State's only hook and bullet radio show, dedicated to the more than 250,000 hunters and anglers across the state. Award-winning host Chris Lawrence has been tracking down hunting and fishing stories for more than 25 years.
I shot him. He ran over to the edge of the field. He made it about 5-10 yards out of the edge of the field and fell over there.
West Virginia Outdoors covers it all. Saturday mornings at 7:06 a.m. on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Ask yourself what you will miss more, your children or cigarettes. As long as I can remember, my mother smoked. She died from lung cancer when I was 16. I could not take the chance of continuing smoking and not being here for my daughter. I know how much I needed my mom still, and I didn't realize it until I had lost her.
You're not just quitting for yourself. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
In classrooms across the country, chronic absenteeism is on the rise.
Sophia A., grade 4, absent.
Julio M., grade 6, absent.
Aisha S., grade 12, absent.
These absences are often due to the absence of crucial needs, like transportation, health care, a working computer, mental health support. The list goes on.
Olivia H. absent.
Preston L. absent.
Chloe B. absent.
The reasons why they're absent are very real, and yet the solution is someone present to help them along their path. When site coordinators from communities and schools are on hand, they connect kids to the resources they need. And when they do, 99% of students are present and remain in school throughout the year.
Jacob O., grade 10,
present.
Communities and Schools works directly with students, helping them overcome obstacles to succeed in school and in life. Learn more at communitiesinschools.org. Being present matters.
After my wife died, I felt like I lost everything, including my love of fishing. But one day, my granddaughter called, and I realized I still had a lot to look forward to. I got referred to a psychiatrist who explained depression can happen to anyone. Getting help doesn't make me weak. It makes me stronger. I just wish it made me better at fishing.
Mental health care is working for Diego. See what it can do for you at mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Insane finish in the women's hockey gold medal game between the United States and Canada. The United States gets a highlight goal from Megan Keller in OT, and they win the gold medal. The final 2-1. The United States has defeated Canada for the gold. That's it for the first hour. We'll take a break here for news at the top. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened on Wall Street today. We'll reset our question of the day. And Kathy Mattea is making a visit to the show to talk about Mountain Stage and more. You're not going to want to miss that. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, where we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And so, and Stephen, I don't even know whether you know this. I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it, because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school. You did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet. And it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh, yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian.
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably. Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble, when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument, because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
There'll be a direct snap here.
Snap back, it's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws, he's got an open man. Pass top 10, 5, end zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour, navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone. You can join the conversation. Text the show at 304-825-5304. 304-TALK-304. Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. Hour number 2, How Do You Do? Metro News Hotline, keeping you company here in the afternoon in West Virginia on the Metro News Radio Network right up until 6 o'clock. Wherever you're listening to the show today, inside the state or beyond the borders, just trying to get a read on what's going on back home, we hope you're having a good day. Warm day here in Charleston. We saw a little rain earlier in the day, maybe get a little rain later in the day. In fact, Brian Hughes Coop is going to be by with a weather update. That'll be coming up at 4:33 this afternoon about some of the thunder showers that may be circulating in the area. But right now we're okay. We'll take a look at what happened in the financial markets today, reset our question of the day. Kathy Mattea, the host of Mountain Stage, is back on the show. Coop, it's going to be Kathy's first time back in about a month, right? So it's good to have Kathy back. We'll get into that. A little bit later on in the hour, we will have the entertainment report at 4:25. We've got a tech news segment coming at 4:33 after we check the weather with Brian Hughes. Abrar Al-Heeti will be here. We'll do a tech news segment. A little later in the hour, we'll open up the On This Date file, have the 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports. And obviously, one of the things that's just occurred that is kind of shooting news around the world is the United States women's hockey team. They complete an unbelievable run at the Winter Games in Milan with a 2-1 overtime win. A real it made your heart stop if you were watching this game today. The United States wins gold in women's hockey for only the 3rd time ever. It was an overtime goal by Megan Keller. You're going to see this goal 1,000 times. It's a real showstopper, and so the United States wins gold. The men's hockey team plays tomorrow in the semifinals, and that'll be in our broadcast window. It's they'll drop the puck at 3:10 tomorrow against Latvia. Canada and Finland will be in the semifinals in the men's competition, but it's all about the ladies today. What a job by the United States women's hockey team going on and winning gold. In the 5 o'clock hour, Amy Smith will be here. We'll get some more financial advice and some conversation with Amy Smith from Investors Business Daily. We'll play in or out. That'll be at 5:25. Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com, will join us at 5:33, talking about last night's head-scratcher of a Mountaineer basketball loss to the cellar-dwelling team in the Big 12, the Utah Utes. That'll be at 5:33 today. Also, Jeff Jenkins will be by with the Capital Report. That'll be at 5:40. And then more of your responses to our question of the day as we march on towards 6 o'clock. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at what happened in the financial markets today. There's a bit of a concern from investors about private credit and the bigger military presence by the United States in the Persian Gulf right now. What might happen this weekend with Iran? That sent the market down, but not crazily down. The Dow was down 0.5%, lost 267 points today. The Dow closing at 49,395. S&P 500 was down 0.25%, lost 20 points today, 68.61 at the close. NASDAQ was down 0.33%, lost 71 points today, 22,687 on the tech-heavy NASDAQ. Amongst stocks of local interest to West Virginia, there were big percentage gainers or losers today. FMC up 2.3%, added 34 cents, $14.82. At the close today, Kroger down 1.7%, lost $1.13, $67.74 at the close today. Nucor was also down 2.2%, lost $4.10 today, $180.45 at the close. In the energy space today, oil continues to rise with the tensions in the Persian Gulf, up 2.3% today, gain $1.49. WTI on the NYMEX closing at $66.68. Nat gas snapshot at the moment down 2 cents. Nat gas at $2.99 per unit. Here's our question of the day. Question of the day has to do, well, it's kind of a good question of the day. We kind of planned it this way with Kathy Mattea coming on the show here in just a second. We're talking about the music you like to listen to when you are working. In fact, 1/3 of all respondents in a recent poll said they refuse to clean without their favorite tunes. 73% report cleaning feels faster with background music. 75% say it makes the chores go faster. Mopping and dusting are the tasks most improved by musical accompaniment, 40% citing each activity. All right, so here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. What kind of music do you like to listen to when you need to get work done? And what artists dominate your playlists? What kind of music do you like to listen to when you need to get work done? And what artists dominate your playlist? To respond, text those in, 304-TALK, 304-825-5304. Tweet me, I'm at Weekly, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. One word, 3 E's, W-E-E-K-L-E-Y. All right, let's get Kathy Mattea on the line with us now from Mountain Stage. They got a big show coming up this Sunday in not in Charleston, but in Huntington. How you doing today, Kathy?
I'm doing great. Are you kidding? I'm doing great. It's 70 degrees outside. I'm home. I've been sleeping in my own bed for almost a week now since being in another country for 2.5 weeks, and just glad to be back in the saddle.
Yeah,
Mountain Stage.
You know what? There is so much stuff I want to talk to you about, but let's get the important stuff out first. What are we looking at in this Sunday show at the Joan C. Edward Playhouse on Marshall's campus?
Oh, it's going to be a great show. We have 2 out of the 5 acts who are from Huntington, and that's kind of exciting. And it's some stalwarts, and then one new guy who's never been on the show before. The headliner is Stephen Kellogg. Stephen has been on the show many times. He's a great singer-songwriter, storyteller. He's also a comedian. He has a special out on Amazon right now, an hour-long comedy special. He's an author and a speaker. He's kind of a Renaissance man, and very, very entertaining. Just a really great guy. I'm excited to see him again.
All right.
We have another group called Kindred Valley. They're young. They're just beginning their journey. They've only been making records for 3 or 4 years, but they've gotten a lot of good attention. They have a great lead singer named Blake Lacey, and then another guy and girl in the group that also sing lead, but his voice will really grab you. A group called Joe Troop and the Truth Machine. Joe is an old-time and bluegrass musician. He's gathered up a bunch of friends, and they are doing a bunch of songs around social justice, but they also mix it up with humor and love songs as well. So his idea is that he can make you think, but he can also make you feel a lot of things. A new guy named Corduroy Brown, who's never been on the show before. He is kind of an indie rocker with an Appalachian slant, and he's from Huntington, so we're very excited to have him on. And Kindred Valley was born at Marshall. They were all students at Marshall when they formed, so there's that connection as well.
Let's go ahead.
And the other person on the show is, I'm sorry, go ahead. Do you want to play something, or do you want me to keep talking?
I tell you what, I want to double back and hear a little bit of Stephen Kellogg. We have a little bit of him. His latest tour is called The Road to 3000, and this particular song is The Waitress.
Growing up, I guess you'd say she had a lot of space. Summer after 6th grade, the first time I saw her drunk. By the time we got to high school, she moved on to harder stuff. I remember smoking cigarettes when smoking still seemed cool. Hiding from our parents, hanging out by someone's pool. After graduation, I suppose we just lost touch. The truth is our situations didn't overlap that much.
All right, there you go. That is Stephen Kellogg. You know what? I think you and Kathy, you'll have a lot to talk to him about. He's been performed in 23 countries on 5 continents. How many? You've basically hit all the continents, right? Except Antarctica, maybe?
I am missing. No, I've been to Antarctica, and I've sung in Antarctica.
Wow.
I'm missing Australia and Asia. Those are the only 2 I'm missing. And I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to bucket list this and get on a plane, or do I just want to, hang out and, go for a walk in the neighborhood and visit my friends? I haven't decided yet.
That's
but
funny.
yeah, I played in Morocco. I've played in Antarctica. It's been a great music has taken me many, many places, and that's one of the great kind of magic things about this life.
Hey, let's hear a little bit of Kindred Valley. As you mentioned, they're from Huntington. They have a new video out for their song Change. Let's hear a little bit of that, Coop.
Change, the pennies in my pocket, cycling through the years and the uses, dirty, discarded, clean and kept. Everyone buys a table set where the mountains have been and the grass skin grows. I'll be for a little while and I'll feed the crows.
All right, so Kathy Mattea is the host of Mountain Stage. They are getting ready for a show this Sunday that'll be taping at the Joan C. Edwards Playhouse Theater on the campus of Marshall University, and she joins us on the phone now. Hey, Kathy, Larry Gross and I were talking about you a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't wait to get you back on the show to ask you about this. So somebody sent me this on Facebook about the night you were on The Tonight Show. You were on The Tonight Show in 1990 on an episode that Johnny Carson was still on the show. He was hosting the show. Carl Reiner and Jennifer Gray were the guests on the show. And I know that episode, it's funny. There are some syndicated Tonight Shows that episode on air on some of the digital channels, but they cut all the music out because they don't want to pay for that. But I heard your name mentioned on this particular episode. What do you remember about being on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson?
You know, your first time on The Tonight Show, you don't forget. I mean, I've forgotten so many moments and details of my, life, but that one is seared into my brain. We took Edgar Meyer with us, the great bass player, and we did Where Have You Been? And we had an electric bass on it, and then a standing upright bass, which Edgar's one of the great classical and progressive bass players. And we did it on the show, and we rehearsed it in the afternoon. And when it came time to tape the show, I have two big memories of this. Came time to tape the show, my bass player, my regular guy in my band who played electric bass, he couldn't hear himself. And he thought his bass wasn't on. And he almost stopped playing. But it was going out over the airwaves. So he just played the whole song blind, and thank God he did, because it came off without a hitch. That was one thing. The other thing is, Johnny Carson pronounced my name wrong.
Really?
I'm sorry, not Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon. He said, and the music, I thought, here I am. I've made the Tonight Show. Man, this is a milestone. I'm just going to enjoy it. And just about the time I was thinking that, on the monitor in the dressing room, he said, and the music of Casey Mattea.
Nice. Oh, man.
I'm telling you, every time I start to think, man, I am so good, God just comes down, slaps me, and puts me right back in my place.
That is so funny. As a person who's watched these types of shows for a long, long time, you think in your own mind, it's like, wow, if I ever got to be a guest on one of these shows, I'd get to maybe talk to Johnny or see what Ed McMahon's all about or what. Did you get a chance to see those guys? Did they speak to you? What's it like to be, as part of the lineup that's going to appear on the show?
Well, by the time I went on with Jay Leno as well. And,
okay.
But by the time I got there, he was tired, so you didn't really see Johnny.
Okay.
I mean, unless he called you over to the couch. So I didn't really meet him. But, it was still like one of those iconic things that I've been watching it my whole life. So to be there with that song, a song that, my husband had written about his grandmother, and this, it was just this huge moment in lots and lots of ways. And, you just don't forget those milestones. You don't know if it'll ever happen to you, so when it does, it's like, oh my gosh, it's very surreal.
So did you get a chance to see any? So you're on the show, and then Carl Reiner, I guess, is the lead guest, and then Jennifer Gray comes out to talk about Dirty Dancing. She was a major star at the time. Did you see them running around backstage? Did you meet them?
I remember having a really positive feeling about Carl Reiner. I don't think I saw Jennifer Gray at all, but I may have just like passed him in the hallway. But he was just like such a veteran and so beloved that the whole sense was that everybody was really happy that he was there. I don't think I had a real like chance. I might have said hello to him in passing, but didn't really get a chance to do the big meet and greet or anything.
You know, I'm wondering, those types of shows, those variety shows. So you did the Tonight Show twice. In 1990, was Merv still around? Because Larry was telling me he did Merv a couple of times. And Kathy, I'm sure you probably did like Nashville Tonight on the Nashville Network. You probably did that show like multiple times.
Oh, yeah. I hosted that show once, and that was pretty fun. I think the guests were like Mary Chapin Carpenter and Vince Gill or something. It was insane. Every once in a while, I'll toss off some story to a friend, and they'll just look at me and their jaw will hit the ground. I'm like, yeah. I used to be Forrest Gump. That was my life for a while, when I was young. Yep, that was me. But I feel like when I think about those days, it's like talking about my younger sister. You know, my younger sister had these great adventures, and now I'm 66, and I'm a singer, and I'm a radio host, and having a great time. And I look back at that stuff, and it's like watching. You know, I'm so glad it happened to me. And I'm happy with my life today, too.
Well, we love having you on Mountain Stage, and there's another big show coming up this Sunday in Huntington, not in Charleston this time. The show will be Sunday at the Joan C. Edwards Playhouse Theater on the campus of Marshall University, and there's a chance that there are some tickets still floating around. So, you know, here in Charleston, the venue is relatively small, a little bit bigger in Huntington, so there's probably tickets available.
Yes. Also, I just want to tell you, I was working out the other day on my own, and lifting weights in my little bedroom, and I put on Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life.
Nice.
And I wound up doing a little aerobic dancing I was laughing at myself, but I thought, this feels so good. It was just joy. So that is my go-to album for anything that I need to like get up off my rear end and get something done.
Hey, Kathy, we're glad you're stateside, and we'll be looking forward to getting you back here in West Virginia this weekend. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Great to talk to you, Dave. Nice to be back.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the entertainment report in just a minute. Stay tuned.
Don't forget about our podcast. Check out your favorite podcast provider or simply go to WVMetroNews.com and click on the podcast link. This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Steig Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email steig-info@wealthenhancement.com.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Calva Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. and they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
And the Ad Council.
Anyway, Ash Wednesday reminds us of our own mortality. In fact, when you receive the ashes, the priest says, remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. And what a great way to start the day. Just like that old coffee commercial.
Don't bother waking up, you shall return to dust.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, almost 4:28 on the show. Time for Talkin' TV and more. Here are the latest entertainment headlines from ABC.
ABC Entertainment News.
For the fourth consecutive year, Taylor Swift has been named the top-selling artist in the world by the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry. This is Swift's sixth time receiving the title, which is as many times as all other artists combined over the past decade. Bad Bunny is taking on his first leading role in historical drama Puerto Rico. He will star alongside Edward Norton, Viggo Mortensen, and Javier Bardem. A release date has yet to be announced.
I feel like something's coming.
We have our first trailer for season 4 of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. The new season finds the women of Mom Talk more famous than ever. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is set to premiere on Hulu on March 12th. Disney is the parent company of Hulu and ABC News. And happy birthday to Chapel Roan, who is 28 today. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Michelle, thank you. Appreciate that. You know, tonight on the linear networks, obviously on NBC, more coverage of the Olympic Games. CBS has got an evergreen episode of Survivor tonight at 8 o'clock. We'll take a break here at the bottom of the hour for local news. When we come back, Abrar Al-Heeti will join us. We'll do a tech news segment, and Brian Hughes is going to jump on with us for an update on what's going on weather-wise around West Virginia. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Morgan Pemberton. Today, the House Finance Committee rolled out a budget proposal, but it doesn't include Governor Patrick Morrisey's tax cut priority. Instead, the budget includes an average 3% pay raise for public employees, while also restoring some cuts that had been proposed for education and higher education, and changes to the Hope Scholarship. House Finance Committee Chairman Vernon Criss says the budget leaves some cushion in case there are some unforeseen costs.
We have funded the items that we feel necessary, that we can take care of, and that we feel that as the year goes along, we'll understand and the numbers and the revenue estimates as revenues that actually come in.
The budget will now head to the full House for consideration. The Capitol Sports Center in Charleston is heading in the right direction, and city and Kanawha County officials are ready to take the next steps toward construction after the announcement of $7 million in congressionally directed spending that was secured by U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito. Kanawha County Commission President Ben Salengo says the money is just the start.
That's going to be about between 10 and 15%. And then the rest will be funded through, hopefully we can get some additional grants. And then we're going to have some corporate sponsors, and then we're going to have bonding as well.
Currently, the proposed location for the center is at the former Macy's site at the Charleston Town Center Mall. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open! Come on, go for it! Wake up! Wake up, Liam! Oh, come on, use your head! Gotta want it! Dominate!
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
The Marion County Board of Education will meet Friday for a special meeting. The meeting is in response to County Superintendent Donna Heston announcing she won't be returning for the 2026-2027 school year. Heston was selected as superintendent in 2021 and signed a 4-year extension in 2022. The meeting will begin at 10 a.m. And the House today passed a bill that would strengthen the penalties for DUI causing death. The bill would change the current penalty of 3 to 15 years to 5 to 30 years. You can read more at WVMetroNews.com. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Morgan Pemberton.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
All right, welcome back to the show. 26 minutes till the hour. Abrar Al-Heeti is going to be with us for a tech news segment on a Thursday. We're going to get to that in just a minute. Also, Amy Smith, Investors Business Daily on the financial markets. That'll be at 5:06 today. You got any questions about stocks you're concerned about, stuff you're buying, selling, holding, any comments you've got about the direction of the financial markets? Send me a text on that, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. I'm on Exit Weekly, WEEKLEY. Question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. In a new poll, 33% of respondents refuse to clean the house without their favorite music playing. So the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law, what kind of music do you like to listen to when you need to get your work done? And what artists dominate your playlist? What kind of music do you like to listen to when you need to get work done? What artists dominate your playlist? I gave you the text line. You know it, 304-TALK 304, 304-8255 304. Here's Joel in Wilmington, North Carolina, one of our regular listeners. He says, Dave, I listen to everything. My top listened to list is Ween, Miles Davis, Atmosphere, Pink Floyd, and Sturgill Simpson. Coop, that dude is all over the map. Wow. Joel, thanks for sending that in. We have a bunch of text messages responding to this, and we'll get into more of those in a moment. Oh, Coop, look who came for a visit. Brian Hughes, Metro News meteorologist. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing great today.
Man, first of all, this is the first time you and I have had a chance to be on the air together. I think I second the emotion that everybody feels around here. Welcome to the club, man. We're glad to have you.
Hey, I'm glad to be a part of the team. I mean, from Morgantown down to here, I've been back and forth and everywhere in between, chatting with everybody in the company, having a good time.
Well, listen, you're also living my dream. You're living on a boat, which I think is I've always wanted to do that, and I've never done that. All right, enough of the pleasantries.
Yes.
What's going on with the weather? What's happening?
Well, we've got a flood watch in effect across much of the Ohio River Valley, across eastern Kentucky, into southern Ohio, into West Virginia, and that continues all the way up to the high terrain because we've got some big-time rain that we're going to have this afternoon, this evening, and into tonight, on into tomorrow morning. Now, most of this rain is going to come down pretty quick, and so while we already have creeks and streams and some of the rivers that are up, decently, big rivers aren't too bad, but you get to some of these creeks and streams, you have the snow melt at the top of the mountains. That's going to melt off. And plus, you get runoff. There's nothing to help absorb it. There's no growth. So there's no grass to take in that water. So it's all runoff. So that flood watch goes all the way through tomorrow morning. But right now, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for parts of Wayne, also Lincoln, and into southern Wayne, southern Lincoln, northern Logan counties. Moving into Harts right now, some hail that could be up to about 3/4 of an inch, and also some gusty winds. Now, we've had our first 4 severe thunderstorm warnings that have been in effect. We've had some across parts of Roane and also Calhoun counties. We had Preston and Mon counties. That's expired. So is Roane. But into Roane and parts of Calhoun counties, we have some wind damage that's occurred there from some of the strong thunderstorms. We've got more wind damage from the storm that's moving into Harts that we've seen on the radar. And there's a lot of storms in effect that will move in tonight. And hail will be the primary threat along with some very heavy rain.
All right. Hey, how concerned should we be here in Charleston about the snow on Sunday?
Shouldn't be concerned much at all. I mean, it's going to be a slushy type of snow. We've got warmer ground. The rain starts Saturday evening and switches over to snow overnight. The heaviest snow would be Sunday morning. But then you get in the high terrain, and you can look at some snow totals being anywhere from 6 to 10 inches all the way up there across parts of the snowshoe area, the favored areas. This is what we call Northwest Slope event.
All right, Brian, thank you. Appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Brian Hughes, a Metro News meteorologist on what's going on weather-wise in West Virginia. All right, let's do a 180-degree turn here and get Abrar Al-Heeti from CNET on the program. Abrar, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Thanks for coming back to the show. You always send me such interesting tech stories, but this one, I mean, there's going to be a way for AI that I'm going to be able to keep posting from the grave. What?
You like it or not? Yeah. So this one's a little unsettling. This is a patent that Meta was granted where these AI models would essentially learn how you interact with your followers, right? What you comment, what you engage with. And then they framed it in 2 different ways. Say an influencer wants to take a little social media break, then this AI could keep posting as that influencer. But not only that, imagine that person, that influencer, that user in general dies, and they want to stay alive on Instagram or Facebook forever and ever and ever. This AI model would then simulate those interactions. It would comment on your behalf. It would be like you are still on this planet, at least on Meta's social platforms. Obviously, this raises a lot of questions about ethics and privacy. I don't know if anyone wants to engage with the ghost of a person on a social media platform. And I don't know if I personally don't think I would want my social media persona to live on after I'm gone, but to each their own, I guess. And we'll see if this actually rolls out.
Well, obviously, there's a lot of dangerous factors here. I mean, where an influencer would set up these messages and suddenly the parameters of the situation would change. I could see where you could get into some pretty sticky wickets here.
This is very literally the dead internet theory. I mean, this is beyond dead internet to the actual dead on the internet theory, which is also would be part of the quote unquote dead internet theory. What I want to know in your case, Dave, who's going to buy the albums? Like, I mean, your persona could live on, but who's going to post the vinyl, man? I don't know where they're going to get that at.
Where they're going to get the pictures.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. That is such a creepy story. Let's move on to something a little bit more pleasant. Maybe.
Sure.
What are you expecting from this special experience that Apple has scheduled for March the 4th? What do you think? What's happening here?
Yeah, this is interesting. So this is kind of probably going to be a smaller event. It's happening in New York as opposed to in Cupertino, where Apple usually has its events. But sometimes Apple will have something in New York, and this is an example. So actually, the focus of this event will likely be more budget-friendly devices. I won't use the word cheap, but more affordable devices. So potentially iPhone 17e, kind of that more affordable range iPhone, potentially something in the $600 range. Even potentially a cheaper MacBook, something that's powered by the chip that was used in the iPhone 16 Pro model. So something that could be maybe also in the $700-ish range. But then we might also get kind of the standard things, a new MacBook Air, some new MacBook Pro models. Those things will be pricey, just to be sure. Potentially new iPad Air. So kind of a little bit more focused on computers and tablets, but they might sprinkle in something about an iPhone. And if so, then I will be all over that.
So is this going to be like, if you have any Apple devices, they phone home for these special events. Is this going to be a live presentation, or how's that going to work?
It doesn't seem like it. That's kind of the interesting thing here is it doesn't seem like there's going to be a keynote that you can stream for this one. It seems mostly like we had a couple of our colleagues invited to attend an in-person event. We don't know exactly what that'll entail. So this is not going to be as large scale as when they announce a new baseline iPhone or the Pro models or anything like that.
I kind of miss those old Apple events. The live ones. Where it would be just like a theater full of fanboys that when they would talk about a phone in a different color, they would get like a standing ovation, that kind of thing. I kind of missed that.
Exactly. I attended for the first time the keynote last year, and it was funny because you sit down in the theater, but you're just watching the live stream like everybody else is watching it online. Tim Cook comes on stage for 2 seconds, says hello, and then walks off, and then you just watch a pre-recorded segment. But like those iconic clips of Steve Jobs back in the day announcing a new product, and you feel the energy in the room. Those days are long gone.
Man, I got to also. Coop, Ryan was out here a little while ago with me, and we were watching a commercial break, and he says, I hate these AI commercials that are all AI. And what was airing was a commercial that I'd probably watched like maybe 10 times, and I didn't even realize it was AI.
Oh,
yeah. I didn't have my spidey senses up, but he clearly did. And Abrar, you sent a story over to us about, and this is at CNET.com, that AI has taken over social media to the point that only 44% people are confident they can spot it.
Yeah, it's really telling of what you've just explained. It's the technology is becoming so advanced and the labels and the guardrails aren't keeping up. And so people go on social media. Some of it's harmless. You see an AI movie trailer that somebody gets really excited about that turns out to be fake. But then some of it's a little bit more high stakes, right? Sometimes it's a politician saying or doing something that never actually happened, or somebody's privacy being compromised in a deep fake in some sort of way. And so it indicates that we need a couple things. We need, AI labels on things. Social media platforms need to be able to keep up with that. And also just a reminder to people that when you see something that looks, it's so hard to tell because sometimes you think, oh, this looks a little off, but the AI is so good that sometimes you can't even tell it looks a little bit off. So now there's just this heightened level of skepticism. So just a reminder to kind of fact check things, and it's exhausting. It's sad that it kind of comes down to us as users to have to do that.
Yeah, the fact checking is the thing. Just for example, today, there's all kinds of stuff on social media, pictures that are supposedly from the Epstein files, and you're like, okay, this is an interesting photo. It's a kind of an incriminating photo. Where are the fact checkers? Where are the 5 or 6 people to tell me whether from legitimate news sources whether or not this is real?
Yeah, exactly. And it's unfortunate that that's missing and that falls to the everyday person to figure out, but it's not sustainable. And so something needs to change here. There need to be some sort of clear labels or limits. But I don't know if that's going to happen. The technology is just going to keep getting better and we're just going to keep getting duped.
All right. Finally, let's talk a little bit about Meta smart glasses. This has been a kind of a difficult road for all of these big tech companies to find traction here, but it looks like Meta is starting to do that. But these glasses could get facial recognition soon. Explain that.
Yeah, so Meta has their AI built into glasses from Oakley and Ray-Bans, and right now Meta AI can do some basic tasks, but the idea is someday they could potentially be able to recognize people in real life. And Meta hasn't said if or when this will officially roll out, but it could be even as soon as this year, according to some reports. The concern here is, A, people probably don't want to be identified as they're just going about their business. And B, where does that information go, right? Does it get sent to, does the government have access to it? Will other companies have access to this and then create more targeted advertising? There's so many privacy implications here, and it's already hard enough to tell when somebody is recording using their smart glasses. Not everyone's paying attention to that little red light, right? So to then have facial recognition is the next frontier, but a very creepy and unsettling frontier.
I was thinking also, when I read the headline, I got down into the story and saw what it was really about, but when I read the headline, their headline is Meta smart glasses could soon get facial recognition, and it worries me. So when I first thought, how many times has a person lost their sunglasses, right? That happens a lot. So the idea that if you had a pair of Meta smart glasses that you lost or maybe somebody stole, would they be able to access your information?
Yeah, that's a good point. There's going to be a lot of data that's stored on that thing. And is it like losing a phone, right?
Yeah.
Is it like all your information being stored on this thing? And how do you protect that? Absolutely.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe facial recognition was going to be the system that would allow the owner of the glasses to keep them personally, not be accessed by somebody who either stole them or found them. Hey, we got to leave it there. Hey, I understand that you're going to be away from us for the next few weeks doing other assignments, but we anxiously await your return.
Thank you so much. I look forward to being back, and take care for the next couple of weeks. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Abrar Al-Heeti from CNET. Let's take a quick break. We're coming back with the On This Date file in just a moment.
The stock market, economy, tariffs, interest rates. We hear a lot about these topics. But what does it all mean for you as you plan for your future? Join us on Thursday for Money Minutes at 3:45 on Hotline as Huntington Bank's local wealth team cuts through the noise and shares how market conditions are impacting us right here in West Virginia. I'm Matt Harris, a member of the local Huntington Bank wealth team. I invite you to catch Money Minutes Thursday on Hotline for insight that will help you navigate your financial future.
Hi, I'm Nathan Adkins with CEC. Why did I choose CEC? It's simple. As a Huntington native and a Marshall grad, I'm thrilled to work in CEC's Charleston office, giving back to my community. At CEC, I dive into every engineering aspect, learning from West Virginia's best. Being employee-owned means that I have a stake in my future. We're not just names on projects, we connect with clients, adding personality to every job. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law, will return right after these messages.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Calva, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kirchhoff. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. And we craft detailed financial plans for people like you, because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
On the next State of Minds,
my dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
By the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Welcome back. Kevin Kinder on Mountaineer basketball at 5:33 today. Now it's time to open up the On This Date pile. Let's start with the birthdays. Let's start with the sports birthdays. Roger Goodell, commissioner of the NFL, 67 years old today. Hannah Mandlikova won 4 Grand Slam titles. She is 64 years old today. From the NFL, Dwight Freeney having a birthday today. He is 46 years old today. And Nikola Jokic, is he the best player in the NBA? I think most people believe he is. He's 31 years old today. Also, from celebrities, Chappell Roan, 28 years old. Jeff Daniels. We just had Kathy Mattea from Mountain Stage. Jeff Daniels has been to Charleston to perform on Mountain Stage. He's 71. Benicio del Toro, the actor, is 59. Tony Iommi, guitarist from Black Sabbath, 78 years old today. Death anniversaries from rock. Bon Scott died on this date in 1980 at the age of 33. And Hee Haw's Grandpa Jones died on this date in 1998. He was 84 years old.
Oh, they call it an old Mountain Dew, and then that refuge dog view. I'll hiss up my mug if you fill up my jug with some good old Mountain Dew.
Also on this day from NASCAR, 1984, the Daytona 500, Cale Yarborough wins for the second consecutive year and the 4th time in his career, a last lap pass to beat Darrell Waltrip.
Back straightaway, final time. Down to the inside. The move he loves. Here he comes up to the inside. It is Cale Yarborough taking first as they get into turn number 3, coming for 4. Down to the inside. Here comes Earnhardt. Earnhardt trying for second. Bonnet trying to find a place to run. They're coming to the finish line. At the line, it is Cale Yarborough. He's done it again. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Cale Yarborough crossing the line, winning back-to-back as the first man since the late Fireball Roberts to win a Daytona Triple Crown.
On this date also, 1974, the very first American Music Awards, Dick Clark's answer to the Grammys. It first aired. Here's Michael and Janet Jackson presenting an award.
Live from Hollywood, the American Music Awards.
And the winner is, Janet, I'll let you open this.
Gladys Knight and the Pigs.
I knew I'd make this show yet. I dress every year in a tuxedo in hopes that somebody won't arrive. What happened to Mayor Tom Bradley? Mayor, would you please come back, sir, since I made a fool of myself in the 100-yard dash? On behalf of Gladys and the Pips and Mayor Bradley, we all thank you very, very much.
And our musical birthday to the break, Smokey Robinson, 86 today. The 5 things to know at 5 o'clock in sports are coming up next.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
Council.
Sports headlines at 5 o'clock. College basketball. Marshall can move into a tie atop the Sun Belt Conference with a win at Appalachian State tonight. From the Olympics, women's hockey, the United States wins the gold, beating Canada 2-1 in overtime. And they've corrected the Super Bowl TV audience. Now it's the second largest all time, 125.7 million tuned in. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Hoppy Kercheval, 5:55 a.m. How early did you get in that day, by the way?
Probably 3:30.
How long did you do sign-on shift?
I signed on like 7 years.
Not all.
6 days a week for 7 years.
Lightweight.
I know. Couldn't do it now. Now when I wake up at 3:30 is to go to the bathroom. And go back to bed.
Welcome to the 2 o'clock hour, Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com on a Wednesday, and I apologize because Stephanie Pauly is our producer, one of the producers of the show, and normally she has everything. We have a thing we call the run sheet, where we have who we're calling and what we're doing and so on. And Stephanie, I don't even know whether you know this. I did the run sheet today, and I put the wrong date on. I put 2025 on it because how many of us in modern day actually write the date out anymore? I mean, you did it when you were in school, you did it back when people wrote checks and whatever. This may have been the first day that I have written the date down, and I was responsible for putting together the sheet. And my co-host, the lovely and talented AB, starts the show by saying January 24th, 2025, because she read it directly off the sheet, and it is indeed the year of our Lord, 2026.
Oh yeah, he did find something out. Something, you're related to Thomas Jefferson?
Well, no, I'm not related to Thomas Jefferson, but I am related to Samuel Kercheval, who was a historian who
I'm going to tell you something about Samuel Kercheval. Him and Jefferson out smoking corn silk. Kercheval told him, Thomas, I don't know about this country. Might want to start again.
He could.
So I don't have a monitor here, so I really can't see what happens at the beginning of the show. So at what point do I pop up? When the music starts and Mr. Announcer comes on?
Yeah.
So they see all the little panic things that I do that I'm still in the process of setting up?
Yes. They see you shuffle about uncomfortably. They see you blow the dust off your headphones. They see you put in like 2 cough drops at the same time.
Oh, yeah. I don't do 2 at the same time. Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't know that. I should probably... Now, these shows are archived, right? So I can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So I could live this show in real time and then go home and, when I say something to Linda like, hey, did you hear when I did this? And she, I don't watch it. Well, let's get in front of the TV and watch me do it again for 3 straight hours.
Yes, it's archived just like the audio podcast.
Ah, that's right.
And see, this is the thing that gets the NCAA in trouble, when it goes to court here. Is there a clock or not? Greg, we talk about the clock all the time. Mm-hmm. If he began in 2019, the clock should have run out, whether he's played the 4 years or not. And that's part of the argument because some guys go right through the clock, right? TJ Finley, we've mentioned many times on this show. 7th team coming up this year. He's playing for Incarnate Word. He's played 7 seasons at 7 different schools. Now, why hasn't his clock started? Why doesn't he have the 5-year clock? So if you're Aguilar, I get it.
He just bouncing him off the ropes. Somebody save this man. Oh, my Lord. Oh. Very nice, very nice. He hit him with everything he didn't want.
Ten seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
Things aren't always going to be great. And sometimes, you can work really, really hard and it's still not great. You're still not successful. But, if you continue to do it, one way or another, things are going to be work out. You're going to be successful. And it may not be in the world's eyes, but, God's made us this way. He's blessed us with so many things. And I think that's one of our attributes that we need to have is we're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to work hard. And if it doesn't work out exactly how we want, just keep plugging away because God's got better plans.
This is Metro News Hotline, presented by Salango Law. Metro News Hotline is a 3-hour audio tour
navigating the world of sports, news, entertainment, tech, and more
from a Mountain State point of view. Hotline is a no politics zone.
You can join the conversation.
Text the show at 304-825-5304.
304-TALK-304.
Here's the host for Metro News Hotline, Dave Weekley.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's 5:06 in West Virginia. Time to start the third and final hour of our program today. Metro News Hotline. Thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. I really do appreciate it. Now, hashtag 180 Club members have been with us since the beginning. We get going every weekday afternoon here on the Metro News Radio Network at 3 o'clock and take you through until 6. But I know what it's like. A lot of you out there only hear our show when you're in the car, or maybe you're leaving work, or you're out driving your kids here, there, and everywhere. We get it. We get it. And that's what the podcast is all about. Now, you can get our podcast everywhere, but the best way to do it is probably just go to the source, the website, WVMetronews.com. Our podcast lives there. All the other shows on the network, they're melted down into podcasts, and they're available at the website as well, WVMetronews.com. And if you haven't been over to the website in a while, man, there's tons of West Virginia-related news that gets updated over there 24/7, 365. It's at the website, WVMetronews.com. And Coop, I don't really need to talk about the TV app anymore, right? I'm just assuming everybody's already got it. I mean, it's all the cool kids are just, that's all they're talking about these days.
Apparently true.
So, if you're a straggler out there and you just want to get the app, I mean, you can just find it at the App Store. It's available on all the platforms. I've got it on my Apple TV. It's really great to watch shows live, go back and see archives of old high school basketball games. There's also Hoppy's interview program is over there as well. So there's all kinds of stuff on the TV app as well. Check it out. You'll find it at WVMetronews.com. All right, busy hour. We'll reset our question of the day here in just a moment. Oh, I love it on Thursday at 5 o'clock when Amy Smith from Investors Business Daily comes by. We talk a little bit about the financial markets. I like to just block out about 10 minutes a week where we focus on your stocks. Now, we do the financial report every day at the top of the 4 o'clock hour. But on Thursday, right now at 5 o'clock, we just set aside a little bit of time for you to send in your questions for Amy about stocks that you may have questions about. Buy, sell, hold. Maybe you got some comments about the directions of the financial markets. So take advantage of this opportunity. Send me a text on that, 304-TALK-304, 304-8255-304. And Coop, right now we have none in the queue. So, I mean, I got stuff I want to talk to Amy about, but I'd much rather hear from you. So if you've heard this segment for a long time and you've always thought, you know what, I'm going to ask Amy a question, today could be your day, because I guarantee you, if you sent one in the next minute or so, that question is going to make the air. Hey, we didn't get a chance to talk about this in the 3 o'clock hour about men's basketball last night in the Mountain East Conference. Here are the scores from last night's games. Fairmont State went to Point Park in Pittsburgh and beat them 75-62. It was West Liberty on the road winning at Glenville last night by 15, 95-80. West Virginia State was in Elkins last night, lost to D&E. The Senators beat the Jackets 88-70. Frostburg and Salem, what a shootout in Harrison County last night. Salem gets the win 97-94. Wheeling goes on the road and they beat Concord. That's a good win for the Cardinals. 77-71, and UC was in Buchanan to take on Wesleyan last night, won the game 89-72. All right, here's a quick update on our question of the day. Question of the day, hey, you got to have your tunes, right? You got to have your tunes, because in a new poll, 33% of respondents refused to clean the house without their favorite music playing. Can you believe that? So here's the question of the day, and it's sponsored by Salango Law. What kind of music do you like to listen to when you need to get your work done? And what artists dominate your playlists? What kind of music do you like to listen to when you need to get your work done? And what artists dominate your playlist? Now, you should know the text line by now. You can reach me on X2 at Weekly, WEEKLEY, one word, 3 E's, WEEKLEY. And we got a ton of really good responses to this, and we're going to dig down into these in just a moment. But I don't want to waste any more time before I'm able to get to Amy Smith of Investors Business Daily. Now, Amy comes to us every week at this time. She's in California now, working at IBD, but she grew up in West Virginia, grew up in the Elkins area. She is, after all, the shining pride of Randolph County, and she joins me live now. Amy, how you doing today?
Hey there, Dave. I'm doing just fine. I wish I had a more exciting stock market to bring you. We're kind of in this, a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of sideways move. Nothing real exciting to mention except that next week we are going to get NVIDIA and going to get earnings.
Now let me ask you this. Now we see some of the capital spending that we're seeing from the big players like Google and Microsoft and Meta, and a lot of those dollars are going to NVIDIA. So most people feel that NVIDIA's report next week is going to be okay. What do you think?
I mean, by everything you just mentioned, it should be a good report. I think it just depends how much is already baked into the stock. Will it make a big move on the news? I don't know. It's already made a pretty big move, but it's been holding tight. You're right. Of the Mag 7, NVIDIA is holding up so much better than any of the other companies for the obvious reason, which you just mentioned.
Yeah, so I see NVIDIA trading today just under $188 a share. So the other thing that's really curious about NVIDIA and the Mag 7, you go back a couple of years when these stocks were just making a parabolic move straight up. The PE on these things were out of sight. If you take a look at the price to earnings ratio on NVIDIA right now, I mean, it's really not that outrageous. What's a trade? Or like 25 times next year's earnings? It's pretty good. It's not that bad.
You're right. It's not that good. And I think William O'Neill would have taught all of us that usually these high-flying companies, they're going to have higher PEs. That's exactly what happens with them. But I would say you're right. I would say NVIDIA is not just outrageously right here with their PE valuation. So, they have a really strong return on equity of 121%. So some of their metrics are just really, that's why it's NVIDIA.
Hey, let's talk about, you know what? I know a lot of people who have 401ks. They may not be aware of this, but they probably have GE Aerospace in it, right? I mean, and this has been a stock that has really gone basically straight up since GE split off some of their companies. There are different divisions of GE. And the aerospace area has been really, really good. It was up again today. The stock's trading just under $335 a share. When you take a look at the chart of GE, what does it say? What do you think?
Well, you're right. This thing's been on a tear. Let's see the bottom here. So, in April of 2025, I mean, it has gone up and down, but basically, you've gone down here from a price of $159, and you just said like it's just under about $335 right now. So, it's made a tremendous run. You're right. It's in a good space. The aerospace is it's a highly rated industry group at number 13 out of 197. So, this has been a strong space.
All right. Let's take a couple of listener questions for you. Here you go. 304-377. And this is a good question. Dave, I'd like Amy's take on Microsoft. Is this a good entry point for a long-term investment? I mean, Microsoft right now, it traded just under $400 a share. It was down a buck and change today. This thing has been a world of hurt for a while now. I mean, it's down about 22% over the last 6 months. Long term, this is a winner. What do you think about maybe starting a position here? Maybe just a small position.
That's so funny. My husband asked me the same thing. I think here it is showing tremendous technical weakness. There's no money going into it right now. There's no reason for the stock to go up from here for any reason. They have a lot of CapEx spending that's going on. It is around 400. However, now someone asked about the long-term investment. Over the years, I'm sure that this one will recover. It's Microsoft. They're going to do a lot of different AI work. I would just be, for the short term, if someone's wanting to just park some money somewhere, I don't see the stock making much of a move anytime soon.
All right. Here's Jeff on our text line at 304-940. He's got a question about NVIDIA, too. He wants to know more about it. Is it a good place to buy, sell, or hold? And this person is similar to a lot of investors that they've made money in NVIDIA. And, hey, man, paper profits are paper profits until you cash those in. How do you feel about this? I mean, it's always kind of dangerous to buy high-flying tech stocks right before earnings, right?
Yeah, the one thing I would say, because we have earnings here February 25th, I think I would wait. Let's wait till next week. Let's see how they report. Let's see what their future-looking guidance is. And then let's see how the stock reacts to the earnings report. And then from there, you could have a good entry point. The fact that it's kind of consolidated here around the 50-day moving average, it could be a good entry point, yes, but I wouldn't do it just yet. Wait till they report earnings.
By the way, if you want to get a question in for Amy Smith, now you can do it. 304-TALK, 304-304-8255, 304. Hey, we were discussing this briefly in the 3 o'clock hour about earnings at Walmart. Walmart's earnings were good, very good this morning. They're a little concerned about the guidance, and the stock traded a little bit lower. What's your take on WMT here? I mean, it's had a pretty good year to this point.
It has, and they've done a lot of good things. I've noticed that they have speedy deliveries. So if you're ordering, Amazon, if you're ordering Walmart's been really doing really good things about their deliveries. They have designers that are designing outfits that you can put together, kind of like what you would see on an Amazon ad. So they're making inroads, I think, and they're also making inroads with people with an annual income over $100,000. So I think they're doing good things. I think they're going to stay the course and do what they've been doing. They have a new CEO. I don't think he's going to shake it up too much, but they're doing so well compared to like rival Target. The stock is doing much better. But you're right. The reactions to this earnings, I think their forward-looking guidance wasn't quite what Wall Street wanted, but I still think Walmart looks strong here. You know what? You and I have talked about a lot of stocks over the years, but I don't think we've ever talked about DoorDash. And I want to ask you about it. The symbol is Dash. Yesterday, it had a big move after reversing earnings. Today, the stock was up almost another $3. DoorDash is trading just north of $176 a share. Here's the thing. I get it. If you're a West Virginian and you're concerned about food prices, the price of restaurant quality food, and how much more you have to pay when you get something delivered, I get that DoorDash may not be for you. But to be the major player in this space, to be the one dominant player in food delivery, and finally being a profitable company, that's a pretty good place to be. What are your thoughts on DoorDash here? Well, the only thing I would say, Dave, you're right. I like the concept. I like the stock did very well, but now it's almost like a little roller coaster ride. It's gone down. It's been beaten up pretty badly. They did have a good, strong report on their earnings. They had a good reaction to it, but then today the stock was higher and it got slammed way back down. So I don't see this one. It just doesn't look terribly strong here,
okay,
Dave, but I like the idea of DoorDash. I do.
All right. Finally, I wanted to ask you about the military buildup in the Gulf right now. Oil prices are rising. Gold is now above $5,000 an ounce again, and silver's on the run. And I wanted to ask you about one silver stock in particular. That's Pan American, PAAS. Is it too late to play the silver trade?
Well, and of course, this all depends on what happens in the Middle East, right? It's like, will something actually, happen in Iran? And that if there's any fear in the market, it's going to go into the precious metals, right? And if the dollar goes lower, again, the flight to safety is going to be to gold and to silver. So I think that any of these names that you just mentioned, you could name a whole bunch of different silver names, AG, you could name a bunch of different gold names. I think, yes, those could all do well if we have a shaky environment. Hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully things will settle down. We won't have a conflict with Iran. And then if that's the case, I doubt that gold will be the flight, or silver, the flight to safety.
Hey, got about 45 seconds here, but we got a quick text from a listener who wants to know your take on Meta at this point. And Meta has been sliding with the other big techs. What do you think of Meta here?
Yeah, that's the same old sort of broken story, I'm afraid. All of what we call the Magnificent Seven, all of them have just been weak, except for NVIDIA. NVIDIA is holding up. But they've sold off. There's not the risk to go into these stocks right now, and that's because they're spending so much on AI. And will that become profitable? And when will that become profitable? So that's the big question.
All right, Amy, got to leave it there. Thanks for joining us today. I'll talk to you next week. Have a great week.
Oh, you too. Take care, Dave.
Amy Smith from Investors Business Daily. All right, let's take a break, and when we come back, it'll be time to play in or out. Stay tuned.
You can call us at 800-765-8255. Text us at 304-825-5304.
Or tweet at WEEKLEY.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I've had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra. Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your App Store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
All right, welcome back to the show. 5:25, time to play in or out. Every day at this time, we focus on the stuff you talk about at the office. We call it in or out. The setup is simple. 3 categories: food or beverage, gut reaction. Finally, this one's about a celebrity. Topics change daily. Let's get started. Coop, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I can go.
Man, this is right up your alley, Coop.
What is it?
Because this is the day that John Harvey Kellogg got his patent for breakfast cereals.
Okay.
And we're talking about Kellogg's Corn Flakes. So in 1884. So Kellogg's Corn Flakes, in or out?
I bring it up every once in a while. One of the few pleasures, real pleasures of living in Michigan, where I did for a little while in Marshall, which was just outside of Battle Creek, was some mornings were cornflake mornings. And driving into work, you could smell the cornflakes being made at the Kellogg's place. So, yeah, absolutely. And plus, I still eat them to this day, so I'll have to be in on the old cornflakes.
Ryan's here. How about this, Ryan? Will Kellogg would actually sign his name to some of the boxes in the early days because he wanted to prove it was the genuine article.
Yeah. Well, he had that beef going on with, what was his brother,
Post.
right? Yeah, right, with Post. That's right.
All right, so Kellogg's Cornflakes, in or out?
You know, he was also part of a commune, and the entire point of cornflakes was to encourage abstinence.
Yeah.
I'll be in.
Gonna be in. I didn't know where to go with that. 1907, in an ad campaign for Kellogg's Corn Flakes, they offered a free box of cereal to every woman who would wink at the grocer.
Hey.
It's pretty spicy in 1907. I'm in on the Corn Flakes.
By the way, Road to Wellville is a very underrated movie.
It is you're
really
right.
funny.
Really good. Okay. Gut reaction. Federal judge dismisses Buffalo Wild Wings boneless wings lawsuit.
Hey, we need to do an updated story sounder on this because we've been following this story.
Let's get Jeff Jenkins down here.
Let's get the A-team working on this. No, Coop. Boneless wings, they're legal.
Yeah.
In or out. In or out.
Okay, so I have to, at some point, retire the character that was so mad at the boneless wings thing. My kid loves the boneless wings. I eat the boneless wings now. I mean, I'm not a purist on this regard. Sure, are they really just nuggets? Yes, of course they're just nuggets. But who cares? We don't care. We don't call anything a thing anymore. We just make up names for them. So sure, I'm in on the boneless wings for my daughter.
The judge, Ryan, said that reasonable consumers are not being deceived by the widely used term that's existed over the last 20 years. Quote, boneless wings are not a niche product for which a consumer would need extensive research, unquote. A judge dismissing the boneless wings lawsuit. In or out?
I think the vernacular is pretty important because, like, boneless wings, okay, that's good. But what about boneless pizza? I want to make sure there's no bones in my pizza. What about boneless cereal? I don't want bones in my cereal. It's very important, and I think there should be some legislation about this. So I'll be in.
So you're going to be in? Yeah, I thought you were going for an out there. For
if you had that skeleton bone crunch for Halloween or something, you'd want it there to be bones.
Yeah, I would be in. I will be in on this. Finally, Kristen Bell. You know, we haven't talked about her. She's joined the voice cast of Sonic the Hedgehog 4. She's going to be Amy Rose, the pink hedgehog, known for her affection to Sonic. Oh, that sounds pretty spicy. Kristen Bell, in or out, Coop?
I don't know if my daughter heard her singing on another movie that she would be able to live with it. Like if she's like singing to like Sonic and not doing like some Frozen song or whatever, I don't know if she would be into that all that much. But she played the sister in Frozen, right? And I think she was the sister. Anyway, I'm in on Kristen Bell. She's talented. She's funny. You know, I kind of like her.
Is Veronica Mars too old of a thing to remember Kristen Bell for? That's kind of back there now.
Well, my problem is it's not old enough for me. So like that was her thing when I was a young man, so I wasn't watching stuff like that. So I have no idea.
Kristen Bell, Ryan, in or out?
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Those Sonic movies are pretty good too.
Okay.
Haven't seen any, but I heard they're good.
So I'm going to take that as an in.
Yeah.
He'll be in. I will also be in on Kristen Bell. For extra credit, Ryan, her age. Kristen Bell's age for extra bonus points.
42.
Coop, I want to take a crack at this.
She's either 45 or 46. She's like 5 years older than me, depending on what time of year it is.
Dang.
Or younger than me, I mean, depending on what time of year it is.
You nailed it, bro. It's 45.
I just remember that from some point in my past.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a break. Kevin Kinder's next. This is Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Morgan Pemberton. A flood watch has been issued for much of the state as severe thunderstorms could cause excessive rainfall. The watch remains in effect through Friday morning. State troopers, teachers, and school service personnel could potentially receive a pay raise after the House of Delegates passed legislation that proposed a 3% pay raise for those employees. Under the bill, the pay raise would average about $1,800 for those three groups of workers, including $1,500 for teachers and $900 for school service personnel. House Finance Committee Vice Chairman Clay Riley says the raises are not insignificant.
On average, a 3% pay increase for our state employee will be about $1,800. For our teachers, will be over $1,500. For our service personnel, will be just about $900.
It now heads to the Senate. An Appalachian Power Company says it does not currently have a deal in place to purchase Black Diamond Power nearly 1 week after Black Diamond's president announced they intend to sell the company. A statement from Appalachian Power released today specified that they are in discussions to purchase the company and are evaluating its options, and there's no assurance an agreement can be reached. Black Diamond is currently under investigation by the State Public Service Commission following 2 formal complaints and an increase in informal complaints against Black Diamond. You're listening to Metro News. For 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Premiering February 19th at 7:30 p.m. on Metro News Television. Your friends at Hope Gas and Greer Industries present State of Minds. Hoppy Kercheval talks with former WVU quarterback and Super Bowl champion Jeff Hostetler.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me.
State of Minds, coming to Metro News TV on February 19th at 7:30 p.m. Presented by Hope Gas and Greer Industries. Only on the Metro News Television app.
Worried about paying for college? Metro News is proud to present the 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, where one high school junior in West Virginia will win a full scholarship to West Virginia Wesleyan College, including room, board, tuition, and fees. For details, go to WVMetronews.com and click the Apply Now button. Deadline is May 3rd. The 2026 West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by Greer Industries and the West Virginia Hospital Association. Go to WVMetronews.com and apply today by May 3rd.
WVU Hospitals East are set to launch a new visitor badging system next week. Berkeley Medical and Jefferson Medical Centers will implement the system beginning February 23rd. It will require visitors age 18 and older to check in and wear a visible badge while on campus. And a Mercer County teacher is facing charges following a lengthy investigation that began in November 2025. 36-year-old Caitlin Lester has been charged with 4 counts of forgery and uttering and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Lester allegedly listed herself on a student's emergency contact.
Veterans, plan ahead to ensure your loved ones are protected at the end of your life. Include a copy of your discharge papers with your will. Apply for VA life insurance. Write your healthcare decisions in a living will. Review survivor's benefits. Explore VA burial options with a pre-need application. Don't wait. Visit va.gov/plan-ahead to learn more.
All right, welcome back to the show. Kevin Kinder in just a moment. Quick update on our question of the day. In a new poll, 33% of respondents refuse to clean the house without their favorite music playing. Question of the day, it's sponsored by Salango Law. What kind of music do you listen to when you need to get work done, and what artists dominate your playlist? We got a lot of response to this. Anthony in Clarksburg. Dave, my playlist is dominated by Hoyt Axton, Don Williams, The Grateful Dead, Bobby Charles, and Tyler Childers. When I'm getting work done, it's Bo Diddley that gets your blood pumping. Ed, anything country. I love Carrie Underwood. Eddie on X. Dave, I just listen to Hotline on the podcast. No music. I always put the ear pods in when cutting the grass, and I have Hotline on, #180 Club, when I'm not working. Bless you, Eddie. You're the man. You're the man. Let other people know about that. Jim on X. Dave, I listen to all kinds of music, from America to Hank III to Unknown Hinson to ZZ Top. Add some classical in there. All right. We're going to talk about – we have to talk about it. The Mountaineer basketball game from last night. Really a tough loss. Utah beat West Virginia 61-56, the final. It was a similar problem last night for the Mountaineers. Slow starts. Here's how Ross Hodge felt about it in the post-game presser.
Whether it's individually or collectively, to continue to put yourself in these holes. And, again, it's to be commended, I guess, that we continuously fight back and give ourselves chances in this game. But when you dig yourself those type of holes, so many things have to go right. And in the games that we've been able to do that, we were able to kind of get over the hump with a big shot. And then tonight we weren't able to do that.
All right, Kevin Kinder, BlueGoldNews.com, joins me now. Kev, that was a tough game last night. What was your perspective on it?
Well, I think it's the problems, and I don't know, shortcomings maybe, and I don't think this is anybody's choice or anything. It's just this West Virginia team does not shoot the ball very well, and it is not overly athletic, so it can't jump over people and score inside. They hesitate on a lot of shots in the lane and inside where they get the ball in good scoring position, but then don't take the shot. And, that's not anybody's fault. It's just, this team has a lot of positives, but those are a couple things that are not pluses for them. And when those are evident, when other teams can keep them from taking shots that they should be taking, and West Virginia doesn't make the ones that it does, is probably going to lose, and that's what happened last night.
Yeah, West Virginia 5 of 23 from beyond the arc at the free throw line in a game that you lose by 5. That was really hard to swallow. West Virginia was a 7 of 15 at the stripe, and they've really struggled shooting free throws all year long. In terms of what's coming up for West Virginia, going to TCU this weekend, on to Oklahoma State, you're going to have some opportunities against teams, some Quad 1 teams coming up and into the Big 12 tournament. What do you think about maybe shaking up the lineup, making some changes? I wonder what kind of options Ross Hodge may be considering.
And he was asked that, and he said, that he and the coaching staff had considered a lot of things. To be fair, I don't know that there's any magic answer to it. Maybe shaking things up just for the sake of doing it and giving people kind of a little bit of a reset could help. I don't know, but I don't think there's anything obvious. This team has an 8-man rotation, plus 9 with Morris Ugasuk coming in, at a few spots. And I don't think it really matters who starts or, they're all getting a lot of the minutes. Maybe it does. I don't know, but I don't see that having a huge impact. I'd be happy to be proven wrong on that, but just not sure.
Yeah, it's not all about who starts. It's really about who finishes. And I just wonder, Honor Huff last night, 4 of 13 from outside the arc. He's under 30% now in league play from beyond the arc. I just wonder if he might benefit from maybe starting a game on the bench just for a couple of minutes to maybe just see how the game is flowing before he gets out there. He's never done that, right?
No, but sure, that's an option because West Virginia substitutes really early. It brings in 2 or 3 subs, around the 17, 16, 30 mark in the first half. So, is that an option? Yeah. Maybe you get the other team isn't so hyper-focused on him at the start. Maybe he can sneak into play a little bit, as it were. At this point, maybe you kind of try anything, but, Ross Hodge just said everything has to go right to win a game when you dig a hole. Well, West Virginia has dug a monster of all holes in terms of NCAA hopes, and I would think they probably got to win the Big 12 tournament to get in at this point.
The loss last night was West Virginia's first Quad 3 loss of the year. It doesn't look good, and they dropped 8 or 9 spots in the net. Right now it's either 62 or 63, depending on which one you look at. I was thinking once you get to Kansas City, you're going to get the opportunity to play more Quad 1 teams. So you think that West Virginia would have to win the tournament? I just wonder that if you picked up like 2 or 3 wins once you got to Kansas City, then maybe just a trip to the semifinals might at least get you in the conversation.
I mean, I'd like to think so, but, the reality is with the net, and I think we all tend to forget this, you're not playing that in a vacuum. Just because you beat teams doesn't mean you automatically move up because you're competing with everybody else. So if the 20 teams that West Virginia needs to pass, 5 or 6 of those win and go on a little run or at least do well as expected down the stretch, it's almost impossible to pass them and move up that far. You never know, but man, that would be a really big ask. That would be the all-time of everything has to play out just right.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. I mean, people, I think you're right. They do forget that you're going to have to pass a whole host of teams, and you're not trying to raise your net in a vacuum. We do have a little bit of WVU baseball news today. So the home opener was supposed to be on February the 24th next week. That game has been canceled. And now the home opener for West Virginia is next Wednesday, against the Ohio Bobcats in Morgantown at 1 o'clock. What did you see that you liked from WVU baseball at Georgia Southern last weekend?
Responding to adversity was really good, and the performance of some of the transfer players in the field, particularly and at the plate. It looks like this team can hit. Now, granted, we're going off a 3-game sample, but, it doesn't look like anybody's overmatched, outclassed at the plate. And, it looks like they can hit up and down the lineup. If you can do that, you're always in games, even if your pitching isn't on. Pitching was a mixed bag, but, you hope like any other, baseball team early in the season that, hey, that's something that you build upon, that you, slowly improve and, get to the point where you're strong down the stretch. But I think early on I'm encouraged. There's a lot to like about this team.
And, we've got some crazy weather that's going to be coming into the Kanawha Valley this weekend. And who knows how that's going to impact WVU baseball. They have a weekend series that begins tomorrow afternoon in Lynchburg against the Liberty Flames at 4 o'clock. So, hey, it's a developing situation. We'll see how it goes. Kevin, thanks for your time today. I do appreciate it.
Always good. And Dave, got to mention, man, what a couple of hours for U.S. Olympic Games. If you're watching those things, that deserves a shout out, man. Just incredible.
Yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, I've already retweeted the footage from NBC of the game-winning goal for the women. Just an unbelievable situation where the women's hockey team scored a game-tying goal with 2 minutes to go and to play in the third period, and then just a life-changing moment for the game-winning goal in overtime to beat the Canadian team 2-1. And the men play tomorrow in the semifinals against Latvia. Canada plays Finland before West Virginia hits the ice tomorrow. And curling. Curling's been an amazing story for the United States team as well. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
All right, you know what? Before we take a break, let's get Jeff Jenkins out here and check today's edition of the Capitol Report.
This is the Metro News Capitol Report, brought to you by AARP West Virginia. AARP is your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Connect on social media at AARP West Virginia and learn more at aarp.org/WV. Today's report in 60 seconds.
AARP is your wise friend and fierce defender as you age. Life changes fast, and so do the challenges. Scams are getting more sophisticated, and caring for loved ones can feel overwhelming. That's why AARP is here. We're working to help you protect your hard-earned money, sharing tips and tools to help you spot frauds and scams. Every day we're supporting family caregivers and fighting for things like expanded, affordable, high-speed internet service and ensuring access to home and community-based services that are so critical to family caregivers. With 250,000 members in communities throughout the Mountain State, AARP is your trusted advocate at the state capitol and beyond, fighting for policies that make life better for older adults and their families. Everyone in the Mountain State needs someone in their corner. That someone is AARP. For more information, connect with us on social media at AARP West Virginia or find us online at aarp.org/WV.
The House of Delegates Finance Committee has approved the House's version of the new state budget, and it's a lot different than the Senate version that was passed earlier this week and is on the floor of the Senate. It includes putting most of the money for the Hope Scholarship in the main part of the budget, but also the House version of the budget does not include any income tax cuts. There's a 10% cut in the Senate budget. The House bill does include a 3% pay increase for state workers. The House passed a 3% pay raise bill for teachers, school service personnel, and state troopers earlier today. Vice Chairman of the Finance Committee, Clay Riley, explained the raise on the House floor.
For our teachers, will be over $1,500. For our service personnel, will be just about $900.
Kanawha County Delegate Dana Farrell has a bill before the House Judiciary Committee that would require those who are planning panhandling activities to have a permit.
Make sure that we allow this to happen, but do it in a safe and proper manner that's best for the individual doing the panhandling.
Judiciary Committee Chairman J.B. Akers noted today some problems with the bill. It won't be voted on in its current form. I'm Jeff Jenkins on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
Hi, I'm Grant Maltba, Project Manager with CEC. Ever dreamt of working hands-on with wildlife? As a bat biologist at CEC, I do just that. Every day is a new adventure, tackling unique challenges and helping clients meet their Endangered Species Act requirements. It's not just rewarding for me, but it boosts our local economy and aids bat conservation too. Want to make a difference in the field? Join us at CEC. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Cava Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Cava, Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today. Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talk Line on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
All right, welcome back to the show. Coop, you really started something in the 3 o'clock hour when you were blaming me for West Virginia's loss last night to Utah.
I'm just saying, sometimes confidence can be a curse.
I'm not confident. I was just saying the last couple of days that Utah wasn't a really good team and that West Virginia was going to be favored by 10.5 in the game. And they were. And they were.
All true, but calling them not a good team, it's all these things that lead to
let me see.
A little superstition.
Let me here's a listener who really just 681-900. Dave, I think Utah listened to your radio show yesterday and it got him fired up.
Ooh, your billboard stuff, man.
Yeah.
They had a picture of Whitey McWhiterson in their locker room, man, and that got them going.
Well, I'd like to think that maybe, somebody was listening on the bus,
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. I'm happy that they were listening potentially, but I don't claim to have any role in what happened in the game last night.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't think last night's game really had that much to do with Utah. I think it was really more about West Virginia.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As I deflect, as I seriously deflect. Hey, man, I wanted to ask you, are you seeing all this bubbling to the surface, the angry people who are really like losing their minds over the fact that the Bears might move 20 miles to Hammond, Indiana? Are you seeing this story?
Oh, yeah.
So
I have a friend of mine from Chicago, a big Bears fan. He's not very happy about it.
He's not very happy about the fact they're moving 20 miles away.
Man, people, we still haven't talked to Crash about Kansas City moving states.
Well, that's true. That's true. But I'm hearing so many crazy things today about this where the Bears, some of the Bears fans are saying if the Bears can't afford to stay in the state of Illinois, they should sell the team. Well, earth to them. That ain't happening.
Yeah, but
that ain't happening.
There was a huge pushback when the baseball team in Charleston moved from Watt-Powell to the new park. So yes, there's going to be pushback when you're trying to leave Soldier Field.
But you're only going like literally 22
this
miles
was just across
away.
the bridge. This was like 4 miles away.
Well, that's true.
I'm just saying that people if you have enough people, you'll find enough of them that are unhappy.
Man,
about
have you
something.
seen what Soldier Field looks like now? I mean, Soldier Field now doesn't look anything like it's supposed to.
I've only driven by. I've never been inside.
It looks
Soldier
like
Field.
some sort of a weird spaceship now. It doesn't remind you. And the Bears have only played in 2 places. They played at Wrigley Field forever, and now they've been in Soldier Field.
And now you're ready to pack them up to send them to Indiana.
I'm just saying if they feel like they
might as well just go to Gary. They can just go to Gary and play. They need some industrial help there. They need some jobs and stuff in Gary. They could go to Gary and play.
Listen, I'm just saying that on my list of things to really get upset about, the fact that the Bears want to move like 20 minutes away is really not that big of a thing.
Well, Gary's only 90 minutes. I'm sure their land is cheap.
Well, yeah, that's the truth.
You could get in there.
That is the truth. Hey, this might be a question of the day tomorrow. We're talking about hockey, Olympic hockey tomorrow because the men's game is going to be going on in our window. You realize that?
Oh, yes.
So the men will be trying to make it to the gold medal game in our window tomorrow when they take on Latvia at 3:10.
So you may hear a little,
something like that. Yeah, they'll get a little Olympic fever going.
That's better than the chicken. I'm sorry, but that's better for Olympic.
Well, wait a minute, play the chicken.
That is not the gravitas that you give our Olympic winners. You give them a pomp and circumstance,
and deservedly so.
Yes,
deservedly so.
Chickens.
I mean, that Megan Keller goal. Have you seen that goal?
Yeah, I just watched it a little bit ago. Incredible.
It's just
absolutely.
spine tingling, right?
Yeah, it is very good. And then you wait till have you seen the picture yet? The overhead picture? It's fantastic. Wait till you see that. It's very good.
That was so great. You know what? If the U.S. women's hockey team was going to lose today, that was going to ruin my whole day. It was going to ruin my whole day. I was so happy to see them win that game today. So you know what? The fact that Canada lost after they were 2 minutes away from winning the gold, how do you think that's affecting the psyche of Sidney Crosby? You think Sidney Crosby now he's determined to play tomorrow? Because there's a lot of chatter about, well, how bad is his lower body injury?
Is he like
John
Captain
Cooper,
Canada? They thawing him out from like the ice block or something?
Well, he's the captain, John Cooper, or the coach, John Cooper, saying, hey, he's not counting him out. So I'm saying Sid the kid might play in this game tomorrow. And I don't know how I feel about that as a Penguins fan. I mean, The Penguins are my top priority. I wish him the best in every game except against the United States, obviously, but we'll have to wait and see. That Canada-Finland game is prior to the USA game tomorrow, so we'll have that answer by the time we hit the air tomorrow. Let's take a break, and we'll wrap it up for the day in a moment. Listen, I'm a West Virginian through and through. Grew up in Bridgeport, 35 years in the Charleston area. Rooted for the Mountaineers since, well, let's not talk ages. You won't find a bigger fan of our teams, but they get called out when they deserve it. Metro News Hotline is the same for everything. Movies, music, local happenings, my inside knowledge, and occasional rants. Meet Coop's sharp humor, guaranteed to spark good talk radio. Think you can keep up? We're your afternoon anecdote to the ordinary on weekdays 3 to 6 on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post-9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing.
To get the help you need.
To find peace.
And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Anyone can choose to make a difference. You can help people succeed, rebuild after disasters, protect the environment, or feed the hungry. Not only will you make a difference for others, but for yourself. You can earn money for college, learn career skills, and make friendships that last a lifetime. Make a difference. Choose your future. Choose AmeriCorps.
It's 2 hours of sports conversation to wrap up your weekend. It's the CNET Sunday Night Sports Line. Hey, this is Travis Jones. Join myself and Greg Hunter every Sunday night from 6:06 until 8 o'clock as we wrap up the sports weekend. We talk Mountaineers, high school, Mountain East Conference, and the latest in the national scene. The Sunday Sports Line is listener interactive. You can call or text the show at 304-TALK-304. It's a perfect weekend sports wrap-up on your favorite Metro News affiliate, or watch the show at WVMetroNews.com.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
All right, folks, we're late. We got to get on out of here. Stay tuned for the news at the top of the hour. Sports Line's on the other side. My name's Dave Weekley. I'll talk to you tomorrow, beginning at 3:06, right here on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
This is Hotline, presented by Salango Law on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.